Engage the Basscannon.
Wonderful. Sticking the mini new kit. Number 3.
Requesting fortification! Oh, we might die. Shield that down! I lived! Oh! Reginald here. This is going to be another quick one. I've got a big old chonky video coming up, and I just needed something to take the edge off from the last one. So thought I'd play around with something that came out of my comments. Someone suggested running the dome shield with the 120mm barrage. And since I love the 380mm barrage, I thought I'd run that along too, and we'd get everybody to do it. So I had 3 people running along with me to blow ourselves up inside some shield domes. And I have to tell you, it was just a lot of fun. There was a lot of laughter for like a solid couple hours. So if you got a couple of friends and you want to try this out, even if you get a couple of randoms to do it, we in fact got even one random to peg along with us when we lost one of our 4-man pre-made members. And what the strategy is very simple. What you do is you take all the barrages you can, whatever weapons you want, you take the dome shield, and then you throw down a dome shield, start the barrages right on your position, you initiate the bombardment, and then as the bombardment starts to land around you, you chuck out another one, so you can create a nice little Venn diagram of safety to move around in. Once one of those shields fail, hopefully someone will have their shield available and they will drop it on the ground as well, giving you additional safety. It's not that safe, but I will say we were able to clear some pretty challenging missions with this silly strategy, just running in, dropping shield, and dropping bombs. So if you want to have a giggle, give it a shot. Just shield generator, barrage, try to coordinate who's dropping shield gen when so that they don't get all blown up by the same artillery strike, and have some fun. I couldn't really help myself, so I had to do a little data crunching for you, so I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks about these stratagems out the door, maybe try to give you a sense of exactly how best to time this, out of my own curiosity, really. What can I say? I'm just constructed according to alternative parameters. I'm going to throw up some work-in-progress cards on the 380mm, the 120mm, and the dome shield. The key things to note is I have updated the times where relevant to more accurately reflect your realistic gameplay experiences. And so what you can see here is that the dome shield lasts longer than the 120mm barrage, and according to my testing, it can take about 2 hits directly from it without blowing up, and it doesn't seem like it's affected by the AoE too badly. So it's pretty safe for just a 120. If you're using just one. It can also sustain at least 1 direct hit from a 380, possibly 2, I couldn't quite make that out. But the 380 lasts 4 seconds longer than the dome shield does, so you definitely need to have a teammate with a second one if you intend to survive. I want to make special mention of the call-in time and deployment time on the shield. The call-in time is how long it takes from when the orb hits the ground to when the thing actually hits the ground and shows up, right? The shield actually arrives on location. But the deployment time is from when it actually impacts the ground and is then rising up out of the hell pod towards the sky and deploying the shield. That's how long that takes. Almost 4 more seconds. It's 3.49. So keep that in mind. It actually takes a fair bit of time for this to come through, and those 4-ish, the 3.5 seconds or whatever that it takes to deploy the dome shield, it can technically be destroyed by an incoming artillery strike. It's also worth mentioning that hell pods do damage the shield, so try not to land on them if you're being recovered or if you're deploying other orbitals. So all of those details are important to know when using this strategy, and I've given you the time so you can math out your best timings, but basically somewhere about halfway through your barrage, you're going to need to call in a second shield and hope it doesn't hit, so, you know, good luck to you. My last tip for this is just consider not calling in all of your orbitals at the same time. Like, maybe stick to like 1 or 2 at the same time with a second shield generator if you're using the 380 or a couple of 120s or whatever, and staggering things out. You really don't want to be firing off all your orbitals unless you're going for a very fiery death, because you can absolutely lose your shield and get blown to smithereens. If you are laying down, you may be able to survive some of those smithereens, but not all of them.
Why are you throwing more?
I got the tank, okay? The first one. Stay low, bro. You're fine.
Yeah, it just knocked me around.
Like I said, I'm keeping that short, so I'll just drop a little outro on my way out the door here. I have had some really substantial and surprising views on these videos, and I'm just very grateful to everybody who's watched them and commented on them. I've received some really good feedback, and I have to give a special thanks in this case to my subscribers. and to my regular viewers who may not subscribe but do come by all the time to hang out. I really appreciate that, and I get these little notifications in my YouTube stats tracker that let me know you guys are coming by to check it out again, and I just really appreciate that. You know, I didn't know what was going to happen when I swapped over to Helldivers from Darktide, and I'm extremely grateful that I've gotten such a positive reception, that my videos are doing very well, and that more than that, that the people who I was entertaining in Darktide, many of whom I know at this point, actually decided to come hang out with me over here in Helldivers too. So I appreciate that a lot. Thank you for your time. Thank you for subscribing. And I hope that I can continue to make content that amuses you, since I'm basically doing this for fun. So have a lovely day. And thanks again so much for visiting. Goodbye, everyone.
Come here. I ain't going down without a fight. I got him.
You got him.